Our next story is from France. A trial is underway in the country and it involves one of their biggest politicians, Marine Le Pen. Le Pen harbours presidential ambitions. She has contested 3 times already, in 2012, in 2017 and then again in 2022. And she lost each time. But she came second in her last 2 presidential runs. In both instances, she lost to Emmanuel Macron, the current president of France. Le Pen has not lost hope, though. She is 56 years old and she plans to run again in 2027. Chances are she could also win. She's part of the so-called far right. They have been making gains all over Europe, so Marine Le Pen could very well become the next president of France if she's allowed to contest. Which brings us back to the trial. Le Pen is facing corruption charges. She's accused of misappropriating funds from the European Union. The trial has been on for over a month and it's about to wrap up soon, on November 27th. Yesterday, French prosecutors made recommendations to the court about Le Pen's punishment if she's found guilty. And here's what they requested. The prosecutors requested a €300,000 fine, 5 years in prison, and a 5-year ban from public office. And so far, all of this is normal because prosecutors do recommend sentences. A court then decides whether to take them, and then it hands out a verdict. After that, a defendant can appeal the judgment. That's how the legal system works. But here's the catch. The French prosecutors did not stop there. They insisted on what they call a provisional execution of her political ban, meaning they want it to be implemented immediately if she's found guilty. They do not want to wait for her to appeal. Basically, the French prosecutors want to disqualify Marine Le Pen from the 2027 presidential election. Of course, Le Pen was not amused.
The chronicle of claimed ineligibility comes as no surprise. I've formed my own opinion after a few days. It has to be said, of hearings in which I took part, as you've seen almost every day. So I note that the public prosecutor's office is extremely outrageous in its claims. In particular, the claim that provisional enforcement should be applied to all those being prosecuted, including assistants, some of whom have never held any political responsibility.
Le Pen says it is outrageous, a way to stop her from contesting the 2027 election, despite the fact that she could win. She was the runner-up in the last 2 presidential elections and her party has been gaining support. Marine Le Pen is a leader of a party called the National Rally. She won the most votes, this party won the most votes in fact, in this year's French parliamentary election. They did not win the maximum number of seats, but they won the popular vote. So Le Pen seems to be close to the finish line. But now she could get banned. The corruption case against her is over embezzlement. She's accused of taking money from the European Parliament. This money was supposed to be for EU aids, for administrative salaries. But Marine Le Pen is said to have used it for her political party instead. That's the charge against her. The case was first lodged in 2015, but it went to trial only this year. Marine Le Pen says that this is a scheme. She said, and I'm translating and quoting, "I think the prosecutors' wish is to deprive the French people of the ability to vote for who they want." Le Pen thinks that she will be found guilty. But she still wants to contest because she believes that she will still win. Just look at the US. Donald Trump won the election and he's a convicted felon. He claimed that the cases against him were politically motivated, so the American people decided to back him. Marine Le Pen is now saying the very same thing, basically using Trump's playbook. But will it work in France? Will Le Pen also win over the public, even if she's found guilty? We'll see in the days to come.